はい、どうもこんにちは。インドアシンドロームです。早速先ほどの続きをやりたいと思います。次はグリーンベイルの総合病院に行くことになりました。にしても前回といい前々回といい、個性的なキャラが多いですね。この作品は。
The Greenvale General Hospital is down the road by the lake. It's too far to walk. Come on, get in the car.
If I'm riding in a car, George, I prefer to be the driver. Can you provide a car for me?
What are you talking about? You don't even know how to get there.
Which is another good reason for me to drive, George. I need to learn my way around town.
Oh, man. Very well. Then I'll ride with you. I want to keep an eye on you.
Fair enough.
Just one thing, Agent Morgan. Your involvement in this case is limited. That means you don't have to learn your way around town.
George, we'd better get moving. The hospital closes at 2100.
結構余裕あるじゃん、21時までだったら。病院までが9時から21時の間に行けばいいから。
Agent Morgan, get us there quickly, but drive within the speed limit. Just because you have a badge doesn't mean you can drive like a maniac.
George, what are you, his mother?
We just need to get the autopsy results.
Agent York isn't accustomed to the town yet. Give him a little slack. Well then, Agent York, let's get going.
Sure, sounds good.
ジョージとエミリーがちょっと対応違いすぎるな。ジョージはヨークのこと嫌いなんだろうからわからんでもないが、そういや、車の運転で思い出しましたが、なんだっけ、そう、車の運転中会話というものが、できるようでして、ちょうど画面中央下に今出ましたね。この会話という表示が出るので、では会話したいと思います。
Agent Morgan, I can't help noticing you prefer to work alone.
Most of the time, yes.
Don't you get lonely, flying all over the country alone?
I must say I've never felt lonely.
Are you married?
Unfortunately, relationships and I are fleeting
違う。
strangers.
道
I
間
don't
違え
get
た。
on very well with women. You might be surprised to hear.
That's because you're young. You notice things like
もう
that
め
in
んど
my
くさいや。
age.
こうでいい
You
や。
have to treat women carefully, like a thin crystal wine glass. If you don't, they can cut scars on your face,
あれ
just like yours, right?
George, is this an interrogation?
こうか。
I see you're a seasoned professional. But let's not talk about my scar.
こっち側
It
か。
was caused by a problem.
違うっぽいぞ。
Well, she got you good.
これは
Very
違う。
good.
It'll fade away,
違
and
う
nobody will
な。
notice it in a week.
A week? It's not that light of a wound.
So,
どう
Emily,
待てよ。
tell me,
どう行けばいい？
is there really a need for a
Coca?
full-time sheriff in a
そ
small
うな
town
の
like
か？
this?
I'm sure it is small to your city eyes, but any gathering of people leads to all kinds of problems. Fights,
どう行けばいいんだろう。
runaways, stray pets.
You're too fixated on violent crimes. Our job is to guide the people along the correct path. First and
とりあえ
foremost,
ずこ
that's
こか
what
ら
I
出れ
consider
ばいい
my
か。
duty as the sheriff of Greenvale.
Zach, there he is, the monarch, in all his glory. This makes me glad that I was employed here.
Did you say something?
こうでいいや。
Morgan?
おお。
No, nothing, George.
ど
I
う
was just reflecting on a little history.
何があっ
In the
た？
middle of a homicide
どうした
investigation.
いきなり。
Keep your mind on the
え、
matter at hand.
何？
Okay, which
なんだ
right
今
now
の。
is driving.
ちょっと今のはちょっと平然としてる。あ、この道で合ってるか。なんかそれっぽいよ。 ちょっと正直言って会話に全く集中できなかったけど、あ、この道で合ってるわ。なんだ、なんかどんな会話だったか全然わかんない。道に迷って道にしか集中できなかったよ。雨すごいな。なんかそういえばずっと前、ここに来る前も結構雨降ってたな。梅雨なのか。でもな、なんか保安官事務所のところにある木がなんか紅葉っぽかったしな。紅葉ってあるのか、アメリカ。また会話がある。
Well, we're in the middle of a homicide investigation. Keep your mind on the matter at hand.
He's right, Agent York.
怒られ
You
た。
still don't know your way around.
さっきま
Concentrate
で
on driving us to the hospital.
さっきまでものすごく話してたのに。ヨークは何を話そうとしたんだ。どうやらここで会っているようです。なんだ、突然操作が効かなくなったぞ。どうしたどうした。はい、到着。はい、ここはグリーンベイル、総合病院です。
That's a pretty big hospital. I guess they wanted to be ready for town-wide food poisoning?
No, it's another leftover from the town's prosperous slumber days. Hard to imagine now, though, isn't it?
My mother always talked about how energetic this town used to be. Almost like a gold rush, she used to say.
相当すごいんだろうな。じゃあ前は。
But the hotter the fever, the faster it cools. And so now there's hardly anyone left to use this place.
It pains me to watch my hometown lose so many citizens. Beyond your understanding, I'm sure.
なんでそうやって突っかかるんだよ。
Indeed. And that's why this case is our problem. There really isn't any need for you to get too involved.
とりあえず中入ろう。みんなびしょびしょじゃないか。ヨークのカッパなんかすごいぞ。なんだあのカッパ、初めて見た。
Hello, Sheriff.
そばかすフィオナ。あだな。
Hi there, Fiona. We're here to see Usha. Do you know where he is?
I think Dr. Johnson is in the computer room.
A computer room? In a hospital?
Nice to meet you, Mr. FBI agent. The computer room is where our employees share a computer.
Very nice to meet you, too. I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. But how did you know I was FBI?
Easy. None of the police in this town wear cologne.
香水つけてんだ。
Besides, that scar in your face is the biggest rumor in town.
Rumors get exaggerated as they spread, even in the countryside.
What's that you're reading, if I may ask?
You haven't heard of this yet? It's a recent bestseller mystery. It's set in the U.S., a small, traditional North American town close to the Canadian border. A peaceful, traditional place. However, that peaceful town is shattered by a terrible crime. The murder of a local girl.
And that incident causes grief and sadness to everyone in town. But everyone feels the seditious, genius, evil still lurking, alive. Yes, much like the situation right now here in Greenville.
Fiona, don't say that.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. With Anna dead and all.
Don't worry.
Books are written to entertain. It's good you're enjoying it. What we're faced with here is a terrible crime committed in a real world. Much different from that of a novel. So there's no need to apologize.
Thank you, Agent York.
優しい。よく優しい。どうしようかな。とりあえずコンピューター室行こうかな。コンピューター室ってどこ？こっちか。矢印あると分かりやすくていいね。誰もいない。ちょっと怖いな、ここ。なんか薄暗いし。失礼しまーす。
We couldn't find him.
おやおや。
Fiona needs to check her information.
No, I don't think so. Does the doctor like playing games by any chance?
What do you mean?
There's a message on the computer, and a card key already set in place. The king passes the rook and meets the bishop. The knight takes a pawn along for the queen.
What does that all mean?
さっぱりだ。
It's a simple puzzle.
Zach, let's take him up on his challenge. You can do this, right?
いや、ごめん、わかんないわ、よく。キングはルークを超え、ビショップに出会う。ナイトはポンを引き連れ、クイーンに忠誠を誓う。意味がわからない。残り時間で解けるか？どうしようかな。ちょっと早いですけど、今回はここで一旦と言いますか、ここで切り上げたいと思います。次回からはこの謎解きからですかね。ちょっと次回ささっと解けるように回答を考えておきますよ。では、この謎解きは次回に持ち越して、ご視聴ありがとうございました。インドアシンドロームでした。次の回もよろしくお願いします。